We have all kinds of major companies that are making big investments into AI. The whole artificial intelligence situation is fairly interesting, but they're expecting that the government is still going to do more for them. They think that it's their right because they're doing so good. To the point that there may even be what some experts, when it comes to the whole stock market thing, are calling an AI bubble. Well, the White House, via the what's known as the AI and crypto czar, man by the name of Sachs, David Sachs that is, came out and said, you know what? No, we're not going to bail out any AI company. If any of them collapse, they collapse. There's plenty of other companies working on it, so we don't have to spend a dime of taxpayer dollars. Basically, what he said. And this is a good thing. These companies are spending billions of dollars on technology, which, hey, some of it will come to some good, some of it has been used idiotically. So, we're going to go into this whole thing, and it really is a good thing that taxpayer dollars are not going to go to bail out companies. Now, I've already got a problem with the fact that there is some tax dollars going towards this, but some of it's going towards developing software so that the government can use it to make it government more efficient. You get rid of more people, you have AI doing the jobs. Hey, that's the way technology works. So, we're going to get into this. If you want to know what's going on with government, whether it's federal, state, or local level, hit like, hit subscribe. I cover all of these things so that you know what's going on with the world, especially when it comes to government. Because if you know what's going on with government, then you know what's going on with your tax dollars and with the power they keep trying to steal from you. So let's get into this.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Okay, this first part's coming from the press rundown. David Sachs, the White House AI and crypto czar, recently addressed the topic of federal support for artificial intelligence companies during a meeting of the White House Task Force on Artificial Intelligence. Sachs emphasized that the U.S. government will not provide a federal bailout for AI companies, asserting that there are at least five major firms in the sector, and if one were to fail, others would likely fill the gap. His comments followed a statement from AI's Chief Financial Officer, Sarah Fryer, who indicated that the startup was interested in establishing a financial ecosystem involving private equity and banks, along with potential government backstop to support infrastructure investments. However, Fryer later clarified her position, stating that OpenAI is not seeking government support, but rather advocating for a collaboration between the private sector and government to strengthen American technology infrastructure. Sachs also noted that the Trump administration's intentions to streamline permitting processes and enhance power generation capabilities with the aim of facilitating infrastructure development without increasing residential electricity costs. He suggested that the notion of a bailout was likely misunderstood and deemed it an unreasonable expectation. The White House has yet to provide official comments on the discussion surrounding AI funding and support. OpenAI has referred inquiries to Fryer's LinkedIn post for further clarification regarding its stance on government involvement in financing. Now, when you're looking at this from that perspective, let's talk about what could happen if this artificial intelligence stock market situation could be a bubble that could cause financial issues across the country. The term AI bubble refers to the theorized stock market bubble where the current rapid investment and soaring valuations of artificial intelligence companies are driven more by speculation and hype than by proven widespread productivity gains or clear return on investment. Market capitalization of key AI companies has surged, with some analysts noting a disconnect between these high stock prices and current earnings and business fundamentals. Billions of dollars are pouring into AI startups, data centers, and infrastructure, often with circular flow of investments where major tech firms invest in each other and buy each other's services, which can artificially inflate stock values. Key concern is that while many companies are using AI in some capacity, few are using it on a scale that produces significant measurable returns on investment or value production. There is a perception that investor enthusiasm is outpacing the technology and current practical capabilities and near-term productivity benefits. Large share of S&P 500's value is concentrated in a few AI-related tech firms, such as Nvidia, raising concerns about market stability if these stocks drop. Figures like Michael Burry, the investor who predicted the 2008 housing crisis, has taken short positions against key AI companies, suggesting the bubble is real and potentially larger than dot-com bust. The IMF and Bank of England have also sounded alarms. Others, like AMD CEO Lisa Su, argue that the strong underlying demand and transformative potential of the technology mean it is not a bubble but an investment boom. Some analysts predict a more discerning market correction rather than a catastrophic bubble bursting, where the focus will shift from big promises to clear proof of impact. Ultimately, the term AI bubble highlights a period of intense speculation and investment in a potentially world-changing technology, with the main risk being misalignment between the current market valuations and actual near-term economic fundamentals. Now, some of this is coming because companies like Microsoft disclosed it had almost 35 billion in AI infrastructure. It spent almost 35 billion with the B in AI infrastructure in the 3 months leading to the end of September and October. In late 2025, 30% of the U.S. S&P 500 and 20% of the MSCI World Index was solely held up by the five largest companies. We're talking Nvidia, Microsoft, companies like that. So this is what's going on that both affects your tax dollars and what could happen with financial issues. Now look, the stock market's not what I normally cover unless it involves the U.S. government. And the AI issue is something that people need to be aware of, mostly because there are some of these companies that are screaming that they want the U.S. government to get involved. I don't think that they should. That's your opinion on whether you want them to get involved or not. This is a good thing that companies are doing it on their own. At the same time, I don't think there needs to be a bailout, but if this is an actual AI bubble, if this is a stock market bubble, then if it busts, we're going to have some major problems with the economy. Why? Because then you're going to see a bunch of companies laying off people. It just gets stupid. But then you take a look at Microsoft is one of the companies involved with this. They've already laid off a ton of Americans. The people that will be affected will be foreign workers more than it will be American workers. So many of these companies that are involved with technology bring in Chinese and Indian programmers because they're willing to take less money than Americans. That's an issue right there because I'm not exactly certain I want to deal with that all the time. But, that's up to you whether you think that that's a good thing or not. Here's what the problem is at the end of the day. We've got a whole bunch of money going into this situation, some of which is, hey, it's doing some good, some of it's doing eh. But if your tax dollars get involved with this, which thankfully they're saying that no, they're not, they're helping when it comes to power generation and whatnot. But at the end of the day, our tax dollars do not need to go into this. Then again, though, that's my thought process because I don't believe government needs to get involved with everything. I think government needs to do what it can to make an environment in which we can move forward as a nation but not have its hands in everything in such a way that it actually slows down that growth because people are expecting tax dollars to come flowing in instead of working for it the right way. But hey, that's just my thoughts. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now. Bye.